Hey, we're live.
We're live again. Hello, hello. Welcome on into another Monday Live with the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Matt.
Today we're drinking President's Day whiskeys. We're going through a list of things that our presidents drank.
Yay, presidents.
Drinking through things like that.
So I did a bunch of research the last couple of days on this. It's basically the only thing good they drank was wine. Their whiskey selections, for the most part, they suck. And they haven't had a president that's really drank a lot since apparently Nixon, who apparently by the time he had office was just basically sloshed every day. And apparently LBJ liked to drive around on his ranch and get hammered drinking Cutty Sark and just drive around a Lincoln Continental. I'm like, that seems smart. So cool. So then, we had some big parties for Washington. In fact, I've been to the place they threw his party for Washington. They spent over $15,000 on his party at the City Tavern in Philadelphia. It's very entertaining. It's a lot of money for a party, and that's just on booze. That didn't include food.
Just on booze, Jesus.
Just on booze. So, I mean, he was also the biggest distiller in America, was George Washington. And in fact, we have his whiskey, which is this straight George Washington Rye Whiskey here. We got Joe Van Name donated this. We still need to review it. But we're going to start off, since he's the first president, and go through the entire list of everything they drank. Now, I'm not going to drink everything they drink because I brought a bunch of things out, but I'm not drinking tons of wine and vodkas and gins and stuff. So, but we are going to drink the whiskeys. So let's see what we think of this rye. Interesting mash bill here. What is the mash bill on this thing? 60% rye, 35% corn, and 5% barley. It is 4.5 years old.
You want to show that bottle one more time for me, Matt?
I will.
Get a very clear look at it.
Got to see. He's got a cool picture of George. But yeah, Mount Vernon he decided that his manager of the estate said, "Hey, we need a distillery here," and he's like, "Okay, fine." The funny part is he didn't drink a ton of whiskey. He really liked porters, which I know this is an Icelandic porter, but it's still a porter. But it's a porter, and he would add molasses to it, and that's what George Washington drank on a regular basis. That was his favorite thing to drink. But he also, like I said, the largest distillery in America at the time at Mount Vernon. So not a bad way to go. Can't go wrong with that.
Seriously.
All right. Let's see.
We got some more people coming on in.
Hello, Travis. We didn't ever say hi to the chat. Hi, Bill. Hi, Travis. Hi, John.
Steve T.
Stephen T. Spencer Mav.
Yeah, Donner Pass. Let's see,
Donner
John
Pass.
Kranz. There we go. Oh, the stupid phone is not doing what I want. Well, anyway, let's see what we think of this. If my phone decides to operate, it would be fantastic. Come on, wakey.
Time for a new phone?
That usually helps. Smacking the technology.
I find that helps. It made me feel better. It worked on the Nintendo a lot. And you blew in the cartridge and you smacked it around.
Why don't you give your phone a blow there, Matt? See if that
I
works.
don't think that'll work on the phone. Pretty sure no one needs to see that either. Jeez, come on.
Travis.
Give your phone a blow.
Slacking is like the word of the day today. Yeah.
It was for you. I was out and about.
For a little bit.
There we go. And there's Eric from
Hey,
Monroe.
Eric.
How's it going? To see Eric.
I was out and about some today, and that's probably why my allergies are kicking my ass, because I left the house. And it is windy as all get out. There's a storm coming in, and fuck Texas.
Yeah, just in case there is a massive lightning storm coming. So just in case it ends, that is a possibility.
Yeah, I heard some thunder a little bit ago. It's been flashing lightning out there. We're supposed to have thunderstorms starting at like 10. So yay, Texas, and it's going to be a high of 32 on Wednesday.
Yes.
Today. It was 80 today.
80 today.
Yeah, I picked up my girls at the school, so it was 84, which is absurd.
They had school today?
Man, that's high rye.
Yeah, since we had the snow day last week, they had the makeup day.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. It's not that bad. It doesn't have that dill note or anything. I'm not getting that at all.
No, this to me reminds me more of like a Sagamore rye than anything else.
I get some dill on Sagamore.
Kind of like a molasses taste to it as well.
It's very a rye. It's I don't know. Can't place what I'm tasting there.
I'm not getting that black pepper ding at the end. It's just
only 43%, so that might be part of it too.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's unique. It's definitely a different rye. It's not, even though that mash bill's not anything like crazy. It's definitely unique and tastes good.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's
quite.
Oh, Bill, that's a good choice. The Pepper 1776 rye. That is a good rye.
Yeah, I saw some other people listing what they were drinking up here. John Kranz is drinking a Rua port finish at the moment.
Ooh, that sounds good. That's a really good whiskey.
Bill's starting with a Douglas Lang Scallywag.
Yeah.
Looks like John hit our bottle at the Lono when he was watching my whiskey den. Gets better further down the bottle. It really does.
Oh,
It's got an ever-changing wonderfulness to it. Steve T's drinking some
Uh-oh. They froze up. Hope they'll be back in a minute. Hey Richard, how's it going? Hey Eric.
batch.
Good to see you.
So
you guys cut out.
This is giving me This is giving me some of those chocolate notes that we sometimes get in Westland's malt and sometimes in Balcones rye. It doesn't get into the coffee for me, but it's getting into like probably a milk chocolate instead of like that dark chocolate we get.
I'd agree. It's quite nice.
Richard over there pouring some Queen. Thunderstorms and lightning, very, very frightening. Me.
Galileo.
Mm-hmm. Galileo.
Mm.
Complain too much and you'll make Mother Nature mad. Story of my life when living in Texas.
Oh, very nice, sir. That's good. Yes, Spencer. We had a very nice discussion about the one fault of Balcones is that their corks do leave a residue into the actual bottle for whatever reason. I guess the corks they stick to it kind of like a glue and break off pieces of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They just do. It's just the glass. They don't like fall into the whiskey. They just simply get stuck to the glass.
That's weird.
It is what it is.
Yet another distillery that needs to switch to screw caps.
All distillers will switch to screw caps. It would make all of our lives so much better.
You just have that talk with them, okay? See how that goes.
I'm sure they have no intention of listening to us whatsoever on that one.
No.
But, whatever. That'll be a fun one we get to review. So that's pretty good. We'll have to look into some. I know that's like some basic history of it, but, we'll get to the full details and all that fun stuff. Jesus.
Bless you.
Bless you, child.
Travis, I think I would rather have a consistent weather. He's saying they're getting freezing rain, so don't complain. High of 32 for them tomorrow. And it's,
Well, they're getting this storm.
Right.
Yeah, the whole country.
I would actually like to have that consistency instead of 80 degrees and 32 degrees on Wednesday. I mean, it's just the back and forth.
It's the weather pattern of the day.
The back and forth just kills me.
Yes. Hey, Cool Running. Good to see you. All right. Let's move on to John Adams. John Adams liked to drink a lot of things, but apparently he started every single day with hard ciders. He drank that every morning with breakfast. It's a nice thing. Apparently he also enjoyed porter beer, rum, and copious amounts of Madeira. So we actually have some rum, we have some Madeira. So I pulled out all the fun shit tonight. So we got all sorts of fun things here. So at some point I'll drink some of this stuff, but there's also other presidents that drink some of these. So I will pour some Madeira because Madeira is delicious.
Yeah, I should have asked you for some.
I asked you. You said you didn't want any.
Oh, I know. I didn't want any of the vodkas.
Welcome on into those who are just now coming in. Cool Reddings, welcome on in. Flo, good to see you. Hope you guys are doing good down there.
Hey, Cohen, how's it going? And Flo, good to see you. All right, so let's see. Of course, Madeira basically never goes bad, which is why the president drank so much of it. You could bring it across the ocean, and it just was fine. It didn't matter. It could be 140 years old, and it's still fine. I think it's delicious. All sorts of kind of Madeira comes from the island of Madeira. Just a nice, fun, basically fortified wine from Madeira, and it's delicious.
So things are going great up here, minus the weather. If you didn't hear that rant, I'll probably rant about it a couple more times.
Yeah. Oh, Bill, there's no doubt that apparently most of our founding fathers, yes, they drank, and by their standards, were very low compared to the regular population. How much they drank. Now, some of the ones further on this list, they die as cirrhosis of the liver. They drank way too damn much.
I would also like to point out, though, that water sources back in this time period were not exactly good. So,
Good point.
drinking alcohol was a way to save you from dying of, getting poisoned by the water, because the alcohol would usually kill bacteria or anything like that would make you sick from the water.
Valid point.
Also, beers were not the 10, 14% beers that they can make now. They were 2%, 3% at most. And same with the wines. The wines were not these big things. They were, 6%, 8% wines. So, they really weren't getting as blasted as, what we think of today is because of the higher alcohol content that we now can get with the yeast that we now make.
Well, I mean, which is why they drank apple hard cider for breakfast and then a bottle of whiskey per day, and it's what it is. They had to make up for the lack of things they didn't have.
Yeah.
It's good, adds to your health, so it's all good.
I think
they drank copious amounts of alcohol in general. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, you needed a bottle opener.
Yes, I was looking for a bottle opener. Apparently, this thing is. I thought it was a screw top. Apparently not. So, anyway, so we'll drink some Ace cider here,
in his Glencairn.
That's right, because it's classy like that.
Pinky's out. Okay.
That's right. It's delicious. Hey, Donald, good to see you. Yeah, dying of diarrhea from water is a crappy way to go. There's no doubt about that, Donald.
No pun intended at all.
The British all still drink that way. All right, so that brings us to Thomas Jefferson, who I think most of us know was a wine fanatic. So I brought, multiple, especially French wine. So I got a French wine here for later. He just an insane amount. In fact, he drank so much wine and spent so much money on wine that he almost went broke because he bought, I think, there's some ridiculous 1,200 bottles, something absurd. By the end of his life, he basically had no money left. He spent it all on wine.
Damn.
Because he's insane. But we all do stupid things, so that's what happened to him.
I'm going out in debt to whiskey.
There you go. It's a solid solution.
I better go first then, because I don't want to be in debt while waiting for you to die.
Bill says, I wish those powder wigs would come back in a fashion. What a bald man's paradise. You have a valid point.
Bring it back. You work on that.
It's pretty funny. Well, also, a lot of presidents, as in James Madison, were big fans of champagne. This is from Savino, which is a defunct winery here in Grapevine. Now, technically, not champagne. It's sparkling wine. Has to actually be from Champagne, but we'll call it that for the night because that's all I got. So,
do you know why the wigs came into fashion?
I assume it's to deal with the what do you call it? The knits and all the lovely things that could go into your hair back in the day.
Syphilis.
Hey, syphilis. Hey, Stogie 12. How's it going? What does syphilis have to do with it?
Trace back to a pair of brothers, I believe, in France that their hair starts falling out if you have syphilis, and then your teeth start rotting and your face starts rotting. But the first thing to go is usually your hair, and so these guys fashioned powdered wigs to allow
cover up their
themselves
syphilis.
to cover up their problem for a little while.
Yeah, hide the lice. That's for sure too. How many bottles? I'm not going to drink. I have tons of bottles out at the moment. Stogie 12. I mean, total we have over 3,000, but we're not drinking 3,000 tonight. Obviously. Hey Dan, how's it going? It says George Washington's wine was Dequiem. I don't know. I'll take your word for it, Colin. All right, let's see here. Yes. Anyway, he said that champagne was delightful wine and drink in moderation, but it did always produce a headache, so that's a plus. Now, James Monroe, our 5th president, he liked French red wine. So once again, he was this guy. French red wine. Good for him. So, obviously back then there wasn't a whole lot of distilled stuff because we're talking still early 1800s at this point in time. And it's not like any of the brands that we have. The oldest brand we have here is going to be Old Overholt, which we will get to in a little bit, and that is on the list of things that presidents drank. Yeah. For American, but for your downstairs, yes. Yeah. It's a Sauternes. Okay, awesome, very nice. Sauternes is a very nice. Yeah, it says that Monroe at the mansion had 1,200 bottles of Burgundy and Champagne from France.
Dang.
That it charged to his account of Congress. Instead, he changed that to furniture. He put it into wine and champagne.
That's just so early on. That shit started.
Wow. He's like, yeah, I don't need any damn furniture, but I will totally take the wine and champagne.
When you use the company card.
Listen, barrels are furniture.
Yeah, for real. He
Barrels
says,
are furniture.
have we spent all of our furniture budget on booze before? Come on, it's an honest mistake. That's freaking hilarious. Yeah, it's a small scandal. Yeah, I would say so.
Just a little bit.
Oh, God, that's so funny. See, John Quincy Adams really enjoyed Spanish Madeira. He also enjoyed port, which 2 ounces. And said, in fact, he was so good at Madeira that he conducted a blind taste test and was able to name 11 of the 14 of them. So that's pretty impressive, to be honest with you. But yeah, so Madeira again, same one. Still drinking on it. It's quite nice. Yes, there's a lot of fun things here. Good stuff. John, you had some Old Overholt 114. Very nice. That's good stuff. Absolutely.
Ooh,
Now, brings us to our first president that really drank a lot of whiskey, Andrew Jackson. He also sold it, distributed it, did a ton of stuff with it.
Andrew Jackson.
Do what?
I said, yay, Andrew Jackson.
Now, apparently, he had to drink less once he got to the White House because apparently he enjoyed it quite a bit. But we can't really, of course, when he was drinking it, it's whatever crap came out of the barrel. There was no bottles. There's no brand I can go say, hey, this is the brand he drank. It was whatever shit they found.
Yep.
Because not until 1870 they have any bottled brands.
Whoever was hauling it across the country, passing it around.
Mm-hmm. So.
Just bring your cups, please, sir. May I have some more?
So what are we going to pour in honor of that?
Whatever whiskey you want. So I think at the time, it's going to be a rye because that's what Americans drank at the time. So let's just I gave you guys Old Overholt. We're going to do it for a few other presidents too. Let's pour some Old Overholt because I think that would be. It wasn't out quite yet when Andrew Jackson was president, but very soon thereafter. But it's definitely would be a rye. Would be the way we drink because bourbon was not a big thing until after.
Yeah, but I thought it was Old Granddad.
Old Granddad is for Truman.
That's a bottled bond.
That's a BIB.
There's an Old Overholt in there.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out which one it is.
Oh,
give us a minute.
40%.
Cutty Sark.
40%.
Regal. Old Overholt rye.
The last one you pick up.
That's the one.
There you go. See. Jackson's on the $20 bill, Colin. Hamilton's on the 10. You're getting a dill pickle on the 1776. I haven't had it in a while. I do like it. Hey, there's Tim. There's Sweet Tea. I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you, Tim.
Tim, what's up?
Very nice.
He's busy at home.
Yeah.
OGD BIB.
It's a good choice. We'll be drinking some of that later. It is good stuff. Our next president, he liked to drink a lot. Martin Van Buren. Apparently, he liked to drink so much, his name becomes Blue Whiskey Van. He apparently just drank all the damn time. But
man, he looks like a man that drank all the damn time.
He looks like he drank all the time.
Yeah, and so his picture is pretty funny. Yeah, also, obviously, you can meet Rye Whiskey for him as well, because, like I said, that's pretty much that was the whiskey that was around then.
I'm going to get this set up real quick so that we can show you
Oh yeah, we've got fun pictures of these guys. If you guys are interested in seeing the pictures, yeah, there's an author that wrote a really great book about each of the presidents and what they drank. This is by Will Weber. Is the author.
There's Mr. Van Buren, the man who likes to drink the whiskey all the time.
The sideburns from.
Ah, Tim, that explains it.
Yeah.
New kid, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Isn't wait,
absolutely.
isn't he a year now?
That's a new kid.
That's still a new kid.
Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Van Buren was from New York, which was Rye country. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think they have any. Only presidents that I specifically found that drank bourbon in particular was Truman. There were some that would mix it in cocktails, but that, from what I found in the research, that's what we found. So.
It's hot in here.
Okay, well, I'm sorry it's hot in here. You'll live.
It's 73.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna die at 73 in here.
It's 58.
It's not gonna be 58. We're not doing that.
Wow.
Anyway, besides the temperature that she's displeased about, 2 weeks ago is a year. Very nice.
You just push down to change it.
Son of a fucking bitch.
Yay, high winds. Hopefully our internet stays connected.
Yeah, he's a year 2 weeks ago, which is nuts. It goes by so fast, Tim.
It only goes faster from here,
It
man.
only goes faster. Our junior's going to be 8 in 2 weeks. And it's just insane to think about. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, just how
Because
quickly
just
that
yesterday, he was a year.
happened. Yeah, it feels like it.
Anyway, apparently, next president here, William Henry Harrison, was a big fan of the hard cider. So that's good. He also only lasted a month in office till he died because he's the longest inaugural speech ever, and he got sick at that, and he died.
Yeah, I
So,
remember that.
longest
Here's an idea.
That
Don't talk to
history.
them.
Wear a fucking jacket, bitch.
Dude, it was not so smart.
Don't
But
stand
hey, whatever.
outside in the cold and the rain.
Said he was an
Seriously.
old tip and enjoyed drinking and relaxing. Well, isn't that the whole point? Yeah.
52 degrees here in LA. Too cold for me, Cohen says.
That is cold for LA. 52. Wow. I don't really feel sorry for you, though.
No.
That is kind of crazy.
No.
I mean, yeah. 80 degrees today in fucking February. I'm bitter.
I hear it. I hear it. I know.
I never have this bad of allergies in February. It's always October.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised my nose still smells.
Yeah. So apparently, John Tyler was a fan also of the champagne. Apparently, he liked it so much, he wrote a letter to his daughter explaining to her how much he loved it. It means you really, really, really like your champagne, apparently, if you write to your family how much you love it. But okay, whatever works for you.
Like, you couldn't think of other things to write to your daughter about?
Oh,
Apparently not. It was like, this
Actually-
champagne is so amazing. That's just, okay, whatever.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, they probably are busting out the parkas, Dan, in LA. At 52, they probably are.
that's hilarious. Makes me laugh.
Oh.
that's still
Yeah,
so
Tim,
funny.
that's scary if the wind's blowing down your ladder. That's going to be a hell no.
Yeah. Are you still in the state of Texas, Tim, or are you traveling?
It's going to be 38 in LA? Holy shit.
Jeez.
It might as well snow there at that point.
Seriously.
Wow. That's wild.
Wow.
That's
not bad.
crazy. That's crazy.
It's a fine rye.
It's a good ride.
Yeah.
The price point, it's stellar product.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Mark.
for $15. I mean, can't say it's anything bad about it. Hey, Marshall, how's it going? We're drinking lots of things tonight, Marshall. So far, we've had wine, Madeira, hard cider, rye whiskey. It's been good so far. Now we're on to James K. Polk. It says not a heavy drinker, but he did enjoy the wine and brandy and champagne. So very nice of him. So once again, we got that. I think I forgot to pull out the.
Put that guy up.
Holy mother of angry looking.
He's not an
people.
attractive man. He's kind of funny looking. We had some very, it's. I do wonder back. I'm sure you never knew what these guys look like. It must have been very entertaining when someone actually found. Holy shit, that dude's.
This is our next president,
Zachary Taylor.
Taylor.
You can tell that is definitely a whiskey man just by the look on his face.
Like, he's got the best president resting bitch face I've ever seen. Like,
yeah,
that RBF wins.
I have to say, it's a pretty great quote. It says, during the Mexican War, a political aide reportedly visited to inform Taylor that the Whig Party wished to nominate him for president. Taylor allegedly replied, stop your nonsense and drink your whiskey. That is definitely a man who has priorities in order. Good job.
Yeah. Very angry man.
Yeah, he does not look like a
He's like, do not focus me in my whiskey time. I will hurt you. This is whiskey time. Leave me alone. Once again, it's still going to be rye. I'm going to pour some more old Overholt. I think there's going to be a lot of old Overholt until we switch to some other presidents, but that's fine. He was probably 43 in that picture. Probably. Who knows? I don't know how old he was when he died.
I hope I don't look like that when I'm 43.
For real, right? Then again, you're general in the war and all sorts of fun stuff. You had a face for radio. Yeah. Polk was who signed Wisconsin State. Oh, that's cool.
I just poured more. I cleaned the glass and then poured the same damn thing in there.
Nice. It's funny as shit.
Why?
Because he said we're going to keep on drinking rye for a bit.
You might as well. We got
killing me.
Millard Fillmore with Madeira. So I'm pour some more Madeira. Apparently he was a lightweight though, so I guess you know how to get some bills passed. Fill his glass up. Look at several lightweights, and it's very entertaining.
He looks like a lightweight.
Yeah. There he is.
Kind of looks like Bill Murray.
He does a little bit.
But, oh my god, it's like Bill Murray and Alec Baldwin combined.
Alec
Baldwin in
yes.
one.
Didn't know they were president at some point.
That's hilarious.
It does say that he was once admitted to sampling enough Old Madeira that he was slightly fuddled. What a great terminology there.
Slightly fuddled.
Fuddled. Everything.
That's pretty funny.
Nice.
Never heard that term before, but sure.
That'd be me.
And then there's our buddy Franklin Pierce, a raging alcoholic who died of cirrhosis of the liver. What do he like? Everything. He drank anything and everything he could get his hands on. Apparently, he was so disliked, he wouldn't even renominate him for president. He said, what can ex-president do? And I said, dude, get drunk. It's like, holy shit, he died of cirrhosis of the liver at 65. I mean, look at the hair. I mean, that just says, I'm an alcoholic. He's like sweating and perspiring out alcohol in that picture.
Yeah.
There you go. That you leave it in like that.
Greasy ass hair. That's hilarious. Flo, tell Galen hi back.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm sure he was a fun guy to party with, though. I'm sure he was very entertaining. Probably not as fun as watching. I think he probably spent 15 grand at a party, but hey, whatever. It's pretty wild. And I don't have any sherry that I know of in the house. I think you have sherry at your house, though. That's for our next man, James Buchanan.
Do I have any sherries? I don't have any open bottles of sherry.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be open, but it doesn't really matter. That's the one thing I don't have, and I don't have any sherries at the moment, so I didn't have one to present, and I wasn't buying one for this.
I think I have a couple of sherries.
You don't need to get down there for sherry. Oh, man, look at the comb over on this guy.
No, I don't have any.
We're on James Buchanan, yeah?
No, but he apparently really liked to drink a lot of sherry and Madeira. Says that consumed would fill more than one old cellar. So probably he drank a shit ton.
All right, had to get that one lined up because, whoops. The hair on him. That comb
That's
over
definitely
him.
that hoity-toity Madeira and sherry man for sure.
I bet you he drinks Pinky out.
Totally. With that hairdo like that, you have to.
Well, that collar.
The collar.
Like,
just,
with the poof collar. Like he's like trying to be in the 80s.
It's like a Dracula collar.
That collar says pinky out at all times.
All
It's
times.
the 1850s Dracula collar.
Yes.
Oh, Dan's got some Christian Brothers Golden Cherry.
Good
I don't
lord.
think I've had that one.
I'm going through the comments, responding back to what you're just responding
Code,
to.
if you haven't been to Wisconsin, it's a fun place to visit, man. Especially you go up to Door County. Wisconsin's a really cool place to visit. You should check it out. All right, so we got Abe Lincoln. Of course, he liked water.
Abe
Apparently,
Lincoln.
he drank very, very rarely. So, hey, Dustin, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Checked out Top Shelf Reviews with Dustin and Mike.
Hey,
They
Dustin,
review all the really fun, expensive
did
stuff.
you say hey Blinken?
No, I
Yeah.
said, hey,
Hey,
Blinken.
Oh, yes, it's one of those spoof movies.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, and of course, then after there's this lovely guy named Andrew Johnson, who apparently is also a raging alcoholic. Was so drunk when he showed up to get inaugurated as the VP, he took 18 minutes to talk and rambled his words, completely slurred everything, and just totally
Show that guy.
shit-faced. So,
Show Andrew
get that going.
Johnson.
He drank a shit ton of whiskey, apparently, so we'll go back to the rye whiskey for him.
This is
He looks angry.
he does like.
Well, he
what's
was
up-
impeached because he was a dick, so he's got that
What's
going.
up with all these
He looks like a dick.
angry?
He's
Like,
got
are you
a switch way up
trying
his
to be
ass.
serious and presidential because
Because he
you
was
know,
drunk as fuck.
he was drunk as fuck?
Hey, Scott Moody, Scott Pigley.
When I get
how's it
drunk
going
as fuck, I go like this.
Whiskey Sark, good to see you. Bourbon Baller. Hey, Lilith, good to see you there from Australia.
Hello, everybody, coming on in.
My picture would be like, hi.
We're kind of poking fun at some presidents.
Now we get to some
Rye
presidential
whiskey
things
moment.
we actually know what they drank because we're finally getting the point with Ulysses S. Grant of bottled whiskey. So we've got, he definitely drank Old Overholt. So we know that for sure. He drank that and champagne were his two favorite things. And apparently he drank a lot of champagne. And apparently he didn't weigh that much. So he got drunk often, not because on purpose, but of course everything that ailed him, they gave him whiskey for. And because of that, he was drunk apparently quite often in the military as well. But at the time, he was such a successful general that Lincoln said, whatever he's drinking, send that to the rest of my generals, which at the time was Overholt. So that is fantastic. Hey, Bottle Bear, good to see you.
Daniel, to be fair, his predecessor did take a bullet to the head.
Bourbon and Demon Hunter. That's true.
Probably not all that happy about taking the job. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you're talking about Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a valid point. It's like last guy's here, he got killed. That sucked.
I ain't going no place.
I'm so glad we haven't had to deal with assassinations in our lifetime.
God. Thanks, Bottle Bear. I appreciate that. We try. And Rutherford B. Hayes, he apparently didn't drink, didn't like alcohol. He was a total teetotaler.
He has no mouth either.
Mm.
He's got
He's also
no
really
mouth.
corrupt. So without alcohol, man, what fun. So what they would do is apparently when the
Peered right into
people
bottom
would
beer.
come in, they would also give because he didn't drink, but you have guests over. You can't not have them drinking. So they'd infuse it into rum, into oranges and other fun things like that to give them alcohol and then eventually they got caught on. They just started handing out the rum and said, fuck you, we don't care.
Yeah, why waste all that time infusing shit? Just hand him the bottle.
Hey, Violet.
Ooh.
Can you give them a
Drink
short
what they want to
please?
drink.
We have a super chat here from Will Henderson. Good to see you, Will.
Cheers, Will.
Cheers and presents and such. Yeah, Violet's going to bang the sword and shield for us tonight. All right, thank you. Good job. And there is a Weasley and a Tonks.
That's Weasley talking.
Well, that's
Feed
true.
me.
Grant once got a speeding ticket for driving his carriage too fast as president. This is really funny that the president got a speeding ticket.
Driving a carriage too fast.
Which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, people get trampled and shit otherwise. I mean, I get it, but you're president. I mean, how the fuck do you get a ticket? It's like, I'm the president. No tickets for me. It's absurd.
Yeah.
And it's like, why were you driving your own carriage? Seems
He was
unique.
drunk.
Well, he probably was drunk, so what can we say? All right, we got
It's
James
a long time for the
Garfield.
Secret Service to come about.
That's true.
We're on James Garfield.
So, funny thing about James Garfield is, Dewar's, when he became president, Andrew Carnegie ordered a large barrel of Dewar's. Had it sent to the White House, has congratulations, caused quite the stir, as there were a lot of very angry people that it was a non-American whiskey. So they sent over Dewar's, but apparently he was also a giant fan of beer. But that's pretty much mostly all he ever drank. But they did send the Dewars to the White House for it. Hey, Thrasher, good to see you. All right, so we're going to drink some of this lovely white label, and I need another glass. So I'm going to grab some more Glencairns because I need
Dewars.
to drink Dewars, the famous white label. It's like,
Dewars.
you sent them Scotch and you sent them fucking Dewars? That's the best you got?
Well, you got to keep in mind there weren't nearly as many distributors.
Oh, no distribute. Now, granted, at the time, I also guarantee you the Dewars he got sent was way better than this bottle of Dewars I have at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm sure it was top shelf Dewars, which we've all had, which is really, really good Dewars.
At that
Well,
point in
at the
time,
time,
it was probably a
premium
10-year-old,
whiskey. I mean,
12-year-old product.
It wasn't cheap stuff. It was Dewars was a really big name, still a big name, but that was like the thing to drink, and it was apparently free advertising for Dewars, and they really capitalized the hell out of it. That
I bet they did.
got that. And I don't blame them. That's just good marketing. It's not. I still remember. It's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad whiskey by any means. It's just a nice fine blend.
It's fine. It's fine.
I prefer the rest of the Dewars over this one, but it is what it is.
I mean, it gets the job done, right?
So fruity,
Exactly.
though.
It is fruity. I'll give you that.
I mean, we've been drinking rye, so I mean, just switching over to the malt, just like it's a completely different thing over here.
Seriously.
But yeah, I did pull out, lots of beers, porters, and pills, and all sorts of other fun stuff here. I got
You
some
say pills?
saisons and some stouts.
You should probably finish the word. Ooh.
Wow! All right.
Hey. We're on.
Thanks, Eric.
No, we're still drinking. Oh no.
Who's next? Chester?
This is a good point, though. Like I said, wasn't there a big penchant for being able to get a whiskey that was consistent? Somebody couldn't get. Yes, and the reason that was because you were buying it from the barrel, and you didn't know what you were getting. It was whatever you probably sent to the store was consistent, but whatever they gave you, they mixed with all sorts of shit, and God knows what you were getting. That's the problem, which is why Old Forester went to glass bottles, because then you knew what you were actually getting.
Well, and I mean, people made a killing doing that. That Johnny Walker, that's how they started. They were a grocery store.
Exactly. And they got really, really good at it. So guys like John Dewars, Johnny Walker made amazing blends, and that's how guys like that did it. Or Redbreast is another example with Irish. And that's how you had these really great grocers that came about. So those, of course, were the legitimate ones. Unfortunately, there were a lot of illegitimate ones that did whatever to it. God knows what to it. So it is what it is. So on the C5, they drop liquid nitrogen to put our engine fires. It's called Dewars. That's fucking awesome. Oh, Steven, that's funny. You spelled it Dewars. That's hilarious.
Dewars.
That's pretty funny. Oh, gosh, that's too funny. All right, so we got here Chester Arthur. Ooh, he's an interesting-looking fellow. He apparently really enjoyed ale a lot.
Here he is.
He's a large man. His wine, after dinner liqueurs, pretty much nightly. His favorite meal was mutton chops with a glass of ale or a slice of rare roast beef with hot potatoes and fruits.
I mean,
have no doubt it was.
He has mutton chops.
I think that's pretty hilarious. And it says the temperance movement pressured Arthur to consider no alcohol policy while he thought, Madam, I made the president of the United States, but I may as well do with my private life my own damn business. He enjoyed alcohols a lot. So even though he received a ton of flack for it, that's pretty funny. Yes, but ale. I don't think I haven't brought any ales out tonight, but beer's good enough. Close enough. All right, then we go to our Grover Cleveland. Apparently, he also was a big beer man, so just haul up another beer, because beer. I'll open one of these beers at some point tonight. We still got plenty of other beer presidents. Yeah, he said he suggested limiting himself to at least 4 per day. I heard he could drink sometimes drink up to a gallon per day. That's fucking insane. Who drinks a gallon of beer? I mean, how are you not just shit-faced constantly?
Look at him.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. He could drink a gallon of beer.
He's not the biggest president.
No.
They get bigger.
Yeah.
And then we have Benjamin Harrison, who preferred tea. Boo.
Well, look at him. Of course he prefers tea.
He looks like an Englishman.
He actually looks a little bit like your dad.
He does kind of look like your dad. You're not wrong.
Not trying to be like anything, but
No, you're not. You're not wrong. He kind of looks like my dad.
better check the lineage.
Seriously.
So Bottle Bear next is a great. Hey, Richie Z, good to see you.
Hey, Richie Z.
So Bottle Baron says, I'm a big fan of Isla single malts. Which blended scotch would you recommend for the club? Teachers. You need a good blended cheap one. Teachers is perfect, and it's got 45% Ardmore, which is all peated. So if you like Isla Scotch, it's a good one for you to try. Now, if you want a blended malt, you might try the Big Peat, one of those, or some of the it's price-wise, the Compass Box. You do Peat Monster. Peat Monster's not a bad one for like $50. For blended malts, you might give those a whirl. And there's the kitties. Of course, we can go back to Grover Cleveland. He still likes beer in his second term. Good for him. Back to Rye Whiskey again. The good news is I can remember which one of these is the rye. There's the rye. All right.
I'm going to pour you some of the rye. So you
Smell them all. Only one of these is rye. The rest of these are other alcohols. So apparently, McKinley was also a big fan of the Rye Whiskey.
The Rye.
He also, of course, there's a Mount McKinley named for him in Alaska, which is pretty awesome. But apparently his favorite thing is called a McKinley's Delight, which is 3 ounces of rye whiskey, an ounce of sweet vermouth, 2 dashes of cherry brandy, and a dash of absinthe. That sounds like a very interesting cocktail.
This guy looks like he's got a stick shoved up his ass.
He also got shot and he didn't die. So, he also got shot and died.
I wonder if this was pre-bullet or post-bullet picture.
Jesus.
It kind of looks like a ghost.
It's so
like
funny.
his eyebrows look like
Eyebrow, raises up at the end.
Of course, then after, of course, he was assassinated, his VP, Teddy Roosevelt, took over. Apparently, Teddy Roosevelt was a big fan of the mint julep. So I did bring out some Old Forester mint julep here.
Does that have whiskey in it?
Oh, there we go. So I have some mint julep here for Teddy.
Those glasses, man.
He was definitely a man's man when he,
right?
Definitely probably our strongest as far as, not taking shit from anybody. That's for damn sure. And of course, he's also my great-grandfather rode with him when he was as a Rough Rider in Cuba. So all that fun stuff. Oh, Dustin, we'll get to that at some point about how the last several don't drink. Yes. Boo. Then there's our most corpulent president, William Howard Taft. Big fan of champagne, but he also stopped drinking a lot in the West because he was so fat, he needed to lose weight. He was over 300 pounds.
Oof.
It's a big dude.
Let's see here. Here he is.
It is funny, right, Bill, that he ended up drinking mint juleps. It's just funny. In fact, he liked mint juleps so much, he had them plant mint at the White House just so he could go out there and get it fresh.
I wonder if
But hey, whatever works. He's still drinking, so it's all good. Now, we are going to get over to Woodrow Wilson, who's a big fan of Scotch. Apparently, there was actually a Scotch called Wilson. And he loved it. It said, Wilson, that's all was their campaign slogan. It also uses a campaign slogan not only for the whiskey, but also for himself to be elected. So, unfortunately, Wilson, that product is no longer in existence. Otherwise, I'll try to pour it tonight. But unless someone happens to have something from the 20s, I'm going to kind of doubt that they don't. So I think we're also all trying that whiskey. Yes, Bill. Taft was the bathtub boy. This is true. So now we get to Harding. What a fun guy. Really,
he
many mistresses.
Fun.
And multiple children out of wedlock. What a fantastic. But he also liked to drink a lot. Of course, this is during Prohibition. Did he give a shit? Hell no, he's the president. So he liked to go out golfing a lot, and usually it was pretty wasted by the time they were done. Probably not a great golfer because he was usually drinking heavily during it. But every golf bag was always full of whiskey, so good job there, Harding. Entertaining guy. Of course, if you see the show Boardwalk Empire, he's heavily featured as basically a drunk. And like to screw around all the time. Now, what an interesting one. The next one, Calvin Coolidge of Takai wine, which is a sweet wine from Hungary, which it's a very, I think the only thing I've ever had from that is there is a Glenmorangie that's finished in that's actually really good. Forget which special edition it is. It might be the cake. It might be the tail of cake. It's that one. But it's very interesting. Yeah. That's probably true.
Oh, Dustin,
Not
that's
that much
hilarious.
drinking. It's called harding in the bedroom. That's probably true. Coin that the word normalcy. Yeah, pretty scary. Oh, it's pretty funny. Then we got Herbert Hoover, who apparently was a big fan of wine and martinis. But apparently had a huge collection of wine, and his wife made him dump it all at Prohibition. I'd be like, yeah, I dumped it. It's really in a storage unit. See ya.
The picture's not pulling for him.
We did know that, Scott. We talked about his giant party. I've been to the City Tavern that party was held at. That restaurant is still in business. It's an awesome, awesome restaurant. They still dress like it's colonial days there, and it's fantastic food. Ever get a chance to go to the City Tavern in Philadelphia? Highly recommend it. They still use, pewter cups and everything, and the food's only stuff from the colonial period. It's really, really good food.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Highly recommend it if you go to that.
Hey,
city.
we got color photos now.
Color photos.
Oh, yeah, we got that going for us.
He's
But
got
yeah,
one bigger than
the
you.
noble experience. Yeah, of course, Prohibition was a complete failure. No surprise. And he also tried a good dry martini. What a surprise. Because everyone knows it was stupid. Thank God Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, yeah, it was fucking stupid and got rid of it. He's a big fan of cocktails, apparently. Lots of gin. So I did get some gin out just for FDR. So I got this nice bottle of Monkey 47. This is a very nice gin out of California.
Monkey.
Oh, it was the Milshon? Okay, thanks, Bill. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, finally some bourbon. Oh, thank you.
You got gin first.
True.
I gotta drink me some gin. This is good gin at that. Really, really good gin. Yeah, I think these are like $80. This is an $80 gin, so it's quite nice. But you do get it for a liter, which is nice.
Don't scroll ahead. Don't scroll ahead.
Isn't Coke for hookers? Hopefully not. That's a really good gin. If you do like gin, Monkey 47 is really going to try. Oh, that's true, Don. Anyone who would drink with Churchill would need to drink gin and a lot of it. This is true. He drank a lot. I'm very impressed. I really like Churchill, so great guy. Did a great job there. Also, Whiskey Manhattans and Bermuda Rum Swizzles were big fans of FDR's. So big cocktail guy. Fun stuff. Oh, that Door County gin. That's good stuff, John. John actually met us up at the Door County Distillery. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. So we know all about it. We bought a couple of bottles of it. It's quite good. And also the Hatch gin is excellent. Eric sent us. In fact, we're scheduling with Hatch. We're trying to figure out the dates with them. So we do have them coming on soon. So that will be great.
Hello, Luna.
All right. So I know Sarah's finally like, we're finally going to get to bourbon.
Woohoo!
Finally.
Come
So
on,
our one president that apparently really appreciated bourbon was Harry Truman, the guy who dropped the bomb. He was a big fan. In fact, every morning when he woke up, he would drink himself an old granddad bottle and bond.
Very nice.
So we're going to get some
Gotta
nice
get
old
that
granddad bottle and bond out.
Well, when you got to make decisions like, do I need to bomb a country?
Well, I mean, but
You gotta
every day,
have your shot of
how else do you start your morning with a shot of 100 proof whiskey? Seems like a good plan.
Works for me.
Every day. Apparently, he drank pretty much a lot. When did bottle and bond become a thing? 1897. Yes, that's like Cohen says. Churchill drank everything and a lot of it. 7 to 10 cigars a day and lived to be 95. I call that fucking awesome.
Let's
Genetic lottery, man.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get.
Seriously.
Yeah, in fact, Truman also was a big fan of Wild Turkey 101, so I also brought that. Now, if you guys haven't tried the new Wild Turkey 101, it's this ridiculous thing because they can't, the glass shortage problems here. This recipe, I'm sure it's the same recipe, but these are much sweeter than the old 101s. They're
Are
not
they?
the same. Have I given you guys this yet? Actually, you have it now. So I want to see what you guys just from memory. Taste that Wild Turkey 101. And see we've confirmed this with multiple people. It's much sweeter than the old 101s.
Well, we got to drink the old granddad first.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. It's a place in Louisville that has the Truman as a breakfast item. It comes with a 1 ounce pour. That's
awesome.
great. Oh, that's so funny.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty fun.
It's my kind of breakfast.
All right.
See, that's why IHOP needs to serve booze.
Right?
Makes so much more money.
Yeah, they would.
Dude, put the Truman on the menu.
Hey, Liberty Not Licensed. Good to see you.
You can make it presidential and everything.
Oh, very nice. Oh, it's a different still now? I did not know that, Scott. Okay. I hadn't done any research. I just know that it tastes totally different. That explains it completely. It's a new still. Okay. Thank you for telling us that. That explains a lot. That'll definitely do it. No matter if you make the same cuts, if the still's not exactly the same, it doesn't work out.
No.
It's the only time you can drink before midday. That's just true.
Who?
Only if it came with a shot of Jefferson's presidential. There you go. Yeah. Here's a $250 whiskey that goes with your breakfast. Oh, I did not. So Cohen says, I've heard from a few places that the new 101 is sweeter. They want that Buffalo Trace crowd drinking 101 now. It's got to be intentional. You think it's better? See, I like that barrel char more, though, for me personally. I like a little bit heftier punch to it instead of that sweetness.
I will say that when I originally tried Wild Turkey 101 early on in my journey, I did not like it because of that punch.
It's too spiky.
It was too spiky.
See, and I like that. But I guess it's because my grandfather drank a lot of 101, and that's what we're used to drinking as kids.
So he's been drinking since he was 5.
Right.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, before we switched to Maker's Mark, it was always Wild Turkey 101. And Seagram 7 and Crown and whatever else the hell we were getting poured.
Come to Wisconsin, you can drink anything for breakfast, John says.
He's right. Wisconsin is a fun place. Yeah, I think our tour was, when me and Eric were at Hatch, was 9 a.m. It was awesome. The first time I bought a 200 whiskey, I bought it with a bag of Cheetos. The sales girl comment. That's hilarious, Dustin. Hey, Graham, good to see you.
We're not going to be enjoying these together. Just saying.
Right?
Yeah, it's too cinnamon forward. That's right, Dan. We were raised right. You are correct. We'll have a very nice display of him. But yeah, we'll have a night. We'll have a nice night. We'll have some of my cousins come on. We'll have a nice tribute to my grandfather. It'll be a very entertaining night about our stories of drinking with him. They're pretty great.
Did you miss this? Hey, the mash bill.
Oh, hey, Stellan, how's it going? Is the new one still a daily drinker? Has the Rye still the same? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. As I really like the old one better. It's all right. I mean, for me, I wouldn't drink this daily. Like, I used to drink the 101 as a daily, no problem. That was one of my, out of the box whiskeys for the media room. But I sadly finished my last bottle of my old 101. I have a couple left, but I'm not going to open them for a while. So have this. That's why I got the new one.
Oh, it smells.
But it's not as good as I'd hope.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said it smells sweeter.
Yeah, it smells sweeter. I'm disappointed in it personally. We'll have to do a review and compare the old one to the new one. Of course, that with the other,
Did they switch to a column still?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know Scott was talking. Hey, Scott, do you know? And I see you later. And Jason Cooks, how's it going?
Night, Scott.
Yeah, I like the old granddad much better than this new version.
Than it used to be.
Rounder.
Yeah.
It's definitely it glides across the palate. Ooh,
There's too easy.
At the end, it's growing.
Yeah, the rye hits you at the end, and it kind of spikes you there. But up until then, I think the palate has improved. I think they actually made it more for the everyday drinker.
They probably did, but which is unfortunate for me.
Yeah.
It's just a new of the same. Okay, so it's just okay. So it hasn't changed as far as the still goes. It's a new still, but
Still style.
not in different style.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Cohen, grandfather drank Old Granddad in the 70s, and that was National Distillers. That was the good stuff. And some Four Roses in the 70s, unless it was from Japan, that was a terrible blend. My grandfather talked about how shitty Four Roses was after the war. He said it sucked. He said that and Three Feathers was just awful.
Interesting.
He said, but that's all they could afford. So that was the shit they drank right after the war. But, thankfully in 2002, they came and pulled all of it off the shelf and they made it bourbon again in this country, which is great. Let's see. Yes, the new label, Eric, is of the sweetness on the 101 versus the old label. Yes, Stanley, I would definitely grab all the old paper label. Yes, I think those are significantly better. I'm really, if I find any more old ones, I'm buying them because this is not. I don't know. That ball's going to take forever to go through. That's disappointing. The good news is my old bottles are from like 2014, so those are significantly older.
I will say it has moved into a background whiskey category for me.
yeah.
It's just kind of blah. It's just kind of it's just kind of there.
I like that. I like the old punch in the face. But I like that in whiskey in general.
Daily drinker or good mixer.
Definitely, Bill. Is it batch variation in bourbon? Absolutely.
Most definitely.
I don't know if it's celebrated or not, but it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Depending on the brand, like barrel, definitely a thing. But also they're sourcing. But yeah, there's definitely batch differences. Absolutely. Okay, let's take Jim Beam, as we all know, have had multiple problems with Jim Beam and their batch differences. Take the Knob 15. There was apparently really great batches like that Dustin had, and then we had crappy ones that we didn't like, or Scott from Roger didn't like either. Same batch. Or Old Tub, which is shit. So, that's multiple batches, and they all sucked.
None of them were great, that's for sure.
When I think about Walter, I always want to think, do you have some Coke? True. It is great with Coke, I will say that.
Eric says there's a few old label 101s at Mirage. Or 375s, but...
And Jason, I've read the same thing. Like Jason says, it takes about 200 barrels in a batch to iron out batch variation. And there's not very many that are going to be that big. There's only really just the big guys, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And they still fuck it up. So they got that going for them.
Seriously.
Yeah.
No, I don't want. Yeah, see that? Like you said, Cohen's the same. They want 101 to be like Buffalo Trace regular, super easy drinking and boring, yet pass.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what it's changed into. It is ridiculously easy drinking for 101. It goes down very, very smooth, but it's lost all the complexity. It's lost all the nuance. It's lost all of what it had before.
Yeah, that's true, Dustin. I just think it was multiple batches. It's just because they weren't the same. Like we've compared, it's not the same, which is a shame. But
yeah.
Ooh, White Owl. That's a fun one from Canada. That's a really fun rye that they strip all the color out of it. It's a white rye, but it's 10 years old.
How many more presidents we have left?
How are they stripping the color out without stripping a lot of flavor out too?
I can't remember I want to say they do some kind of a charcoal filtering, not like the Jack Daniels or anything, but they just strip the color through a filter. What I remember, I haven't read it up on in 3 or 4 years, but that's what I remember them doing, something along those lines.
I remember a tequila that it was a clear tequila that they said it was aged, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, I would have to get a sample of Knob 18 before I.
What does it say
do
about
that.
it?
He doesn't drink.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
So Richie Z wants to know a current bottle you, Will, and Sarah would recommend to buy both Scotch and bourbon.
Diet Coke.
Do you want cheap or expensive, Richie Z? I guess that's my next question. If it was cheap, I'll be honest. I think that Johnny Walker rye, that shit was good. And it's $30.
Cool.
But if you want a more expensive one, get that Compass Box No Name 3. That's a really great Scotch. And bourbons, I'm trying to think whatever you'd have out there that would be good that's come out recently. Wow.
We got to move on to the presidents if we're going to get through them by 11 because we got like 13 left.
It's all good. Half these assholes don't drink. We'll finish them soon enough. We're answering the people's questions. These are more important than these silly ass dead guys.
The next one drinks scotch.
I know we're gonna get to him. It's shit scotch, so it's fine. But anyway, so Richie Z wants to know what bourbon that's more current that's come out lately we could have him try. You know, if you get Wheel Horse, that's a good cheap bourbon. That's a good one to try.
Stellum, I like Stellum.
Stellum's really good. Yeah, those are the two. If you haven't tried those, I'd try those.
I picked up a single barrel of Stellum the other day.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, Stellum's good. Have we had Uncle Nearest? Yes. Uncle Nearest has horrific batch problems. I've had 2 that were just horrific and 2 that are pretty good. So that's a problem.
I can't find them on the shelves right now, but Jack
Really?
Daniel's single barrel proof is.
Yeah, those are always good. I don't know anybody can get a hold of 114. No, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know that. I don't know. That was a really limited, I think, to either Ohio or Pennsylvania. That's why you can't find that one. All right. Anyway, so let's move on to Ike. Ike, huge fan of Scotch. Unfortunately, it was Chivas.
Chivas.
Yeah, so we got some Chivas 12. He also liked Dewars, but I don't drink Dewars again, so I get the Chivas 12 out.
Doers.
Now, 8 and Sand, I do. That's a good call, Dan. 8 and Sand's a good bourbon from MGP. It's like $28.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say there's more interesting new scotches on the market right now than there are bourbons. Unless you go to craft. Then there's a lot of great craft.
What did you say, Chivas?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chivas 12. Apparently, he had a couple of heart attacks, was a smoker, and all that fun stuff. So he had to be limited to 1 a day at that point in time. But that didn't stop me. He also sometimes had more. Ooh, a Chattanooga single barrel. Ooh, a peated release. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Oh, Tim, that sounds really good.
Dang.
Oh, a 17-year Foursquare? Yes, please.
Seriously.
Now okay, so there's and Bill makes a valid point.
Right.
There was no such thing in America as a single malt. The first single malt came to America in 1963 with a Glenfiddich, which I actually have. That's not an original malt; it's a replica of it. And we haven't reviewed it yet, but that's supposed to be a replica of exactly what it tasted like back then.
Scary.
That's one of the problems with them guys drinking scotches. It was blended; they were not popular. Single malts, barely anybody knew them outside of Scotland. They weren't popular; like they didn't come to the States yet. So you had Chivas, you had Dewars, you had Johnny Walker. Those were your big ones. You had White Horse, Black and White. Things like that. Those were the big brands back then that you could get a hold. There weren't that many to talk to. He also liked Dimple. Unfortunately, somehow I don't have a bottle at Dimple. So that's one thing I don't have. Apparently, is Dimple. So someday I need to get a bottle of that.
You just made a yucky face.
No.
So yeah, Dimple's a 15-year blend. I never tried it either. So someday I need to get that. Oh yeah, Chattanooga is a good call too for different things to get from them.
It's boring, but it's ridiculously smooth.
It is really smooth.
I like this scotch. Is it like the most amazing thing? No, it's a good blend. For a handle for $50, it's a good blend. Yeah. So, really? Jason, that'd be amazing. A 1970s Dimple. Oh, dude, that would be awesome. I would love that. That would excite the hell out of me.
Interesting.
Heck yeah.
And that's true, Cohen. Lafroig in the U.S. during Prohibition was medicine. That's a valid point. In fact, there was somebody who posted they called it unblended. Instead of calling it single malts, it was called unblended whiskey.
Interesting.
Which I thought was hilarious. And I've seen that on some other old U.S. bottles that said unblended. That was the term they used. There was no single malt didn't exist. That wasn't a term. But yeah, I've seen some old 10-year. I think it's probably from 50, 60 years ago. And it said unblended Lafroig 10-year. I was like, that's crazy.
Awesome. I had a store owner today offer me a 46-year-old Middleton for $46,000.
Oh, you should have got 2 while you're at it.
That's what I was thinking.
That's really cool, but no. So unless we win the lottery, that's not going to happen ever. Or the bank gives it to us. Not going to happen. Hey,
not even with like tax returns and savings accounts all meshed together. No,
don't think I'm going to be spending $46,000.
Yeah, not going to happen. What are you going to sell my house for a bottle of whiskey? I'll get right on that.
Yeah, right.
That's just stupid.
There's probably some
Old
both
Dominic
ways.
is Ewing Station is pretty good out of Memphis. Granted, it's sourced right now, but it's pretty good stuff.
The car market's pretty nice right now. I could probably sell both my cars and get enough.
There you go. Yeah, and that's true, Dustin. The problem with the word blend is it doesn't mean what we think it means. It's there's so many different things. It's a good GoFundMe project. Buy us a 46-year Middleton. Absolutely. Yeah, a blend of the same malt distiller. Yeah, it is bizarre. If I could get 60 Springbank, sell your house.
Priorities are priorities, right, Justin?
That's right.
Rather live in a van down by the river.
That's right.
Man down by the river. Show my
Got
kids
my
that.
whiskey with me.
Got my whiskey and my van.
That's pretty great. Rich Farley, probably one of the best skits ever on SNL in the last 30 years.
All of
That
his
one was
skits.
great.
Most of his, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Fantastic.
All right, I guess we'll go on to JFK. He apparently was a Bloody Mary man. He liked Bloody Mary in other ways too, but that's a different story.
If you guys don't know what JFK looks like, then you got problems.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows he looks. But yeah, he was a big fan of rye, but also tons of Bloody Marys. Also, apparently a big fan of daiquiris and Heineken. And apparently people were all pissed off because Heineken, is an imported beer. They thought it was terrible. My solution to that is make better beer.
Seriously, right?
Right?
Don't
So
make
that's
shit
Overholt
beer.
here for Kennedy.
Why do you think craft beer has such a great, like a wide lane to go down? It's because Budweiser.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, it's hysterical. Dustin's the grubby clothes. Warren, she's pushing a shopping cart full of Springbank down the street. Why are you home? I found a case of 1921, totally worth it. Oh God, that's
You
funny.
gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I heard JFK drank too
Oh
much.
my
Bull-
god!
Oh God, that's so wrong.
Damn.
Oh, now Graham, yeah, the
You
Trish
just
Farley
did
Chippendales one, and Patrick Swayze, yeah, that's also. I
Oh,
showed my
you
kids
said
that. Too. That
Bills.
was
Oh.
hilarious. He had a Bloody Mary November 22nd. God,
Horrible. That's horrible.
It's only not horrible because enough time has passed.
yeah, it's only
I
not
mean,
horrible
yeah.
because it's been since 60 years ago almost.
Oh, it just happened
Oh.
about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
away
exactly.
From us, you can go and walk around grassy knoll.
Yeah, that's true. They'll sell you a nice thing. Hey, Dram, good to see you.
I smoked a joint on the grassy knoll once.
Mm,
Yep,
lovely.
that was fun. That was like way back in like 2001,
All right.
2002.
Now,
He's like, we're brushing over that topic. Bye.
yeah, anyway, so we're going to move on to LBJ,
We all had our times.
another renowned asshole. So, this guy really liked drinking and driving, was one of his favorite pastimes on his ranch. In fact, so he would have his Lincoln Continental, and he would put special things on there so he'd hit potholes and shit on the ranch. It'd be all fine. And he'd have another car follow him around while he's drinking and driving the styrofoam cup of Cutty Sark, was his absolute favorite. So he'd drink some of this regular Cutty Sark. And he'd have the following car with the Secret Service behind him, and he'd wave to them when he needed another freaking glass. So they'd run to the house, grab another glass, so he'd go back in the car and run around and drinking and driving. So super. It's like, great, we got a person drinking and driving. Explains so many
hilarious.
problems.
I mean, he wasn't on city streets. He was on his private
It's
one.
so terrible. It's who thinks this is a good plan? You could have done with good whiskey. Fucking Cutty Sark, really?
Yeah, I really don't even want to pour this for myself.
I don't want it.
I've never given you. I opened this bottle for the first time tonight.
Well, he's had
So-
it before.
I've
I know
bought
you had it,
personally
but
as just a blend for myself, and I've never purchased a second bottle of it.
yeah. Now the Prohibition version of this is really good. This one, not so much. We went to this restaurant in
Oh,
Dewar
it's
County.
wonderful.
So I don't know if John Cranston here. I can't remember the name of it, but we went to this fancy restaurant. That was their premium scotch was fucking Cutty Sark. I'm like, really? You don't have anything better than Cutty Sark? It was pretty funny. He did that back in college on a Vespa. Definitely quality over quantity. There's no doubt, quantity over quality. Absolutely. Oh yeah,
there's such a
Graham, don't blame me.
focus.
The Prohibition is really good, and the Prohibition's like I think $18. It's great. This not so much.
Not so much. I'm just gonna
This is
pass on that.
a hangover waiting to happen.
Keep that in
Oh,
mind.
God. Poured by the gallons for your father. Oh wow. Oh shit. I hope they're all right, Ben Demon Hunter. I hope that's hope everybody's okay if they go to the hospital to pick them up. Yeah, John and Dork. I can't remember the name of it. It was one of the fancy restaurants on the water. It was one of the last places we went to eat. It was also the place that was my least favorite to eat at. Everything else was great. I don't remember what it was called though. I won't be going back to that particular restaurant. Not because it was bad, it just wasn't worth the money. Now that's a valid point, Dustin. A blend from 50 years ago is not the same as it. I'm sure it was much, much better back then.
Yeah.
Old Crow today versus Chessman. Yeah, that's true. Like Old Crow even from the 80s was great compared to what we have today.
I agree with that. And the corn has gotten
That's a valid point.
worse and worse. I'm sure the barley varietals have gotten worse and worse over the years as well. So
True. Yeah, so not my favorite, but hopefully it was a lot better back then. I don't know. Anybody has any, 60s or 70s?
to me, this has that Oloroso funk
Ugh, yuck.
mixed with like
It's got
a hint
Hambleton feel.
a hint of peat, but it's just not. It's sulfur, and it's just.
We'll get you guys a
really,
history and all that stuff when we review it. So
really far down the sulfur note on this one.
yeah, it's a good point, Dustin. They had a lot older whiskey in it. That's very true. And old blends where back in the day, 75% malt, 25% grain, whereas today they're 25% grain, 75%. They're 75% grain, 25% malt today. So that's the other problem. Okay, glad you hear that, Ben. That's good because that's always scary, especially with kids. All right. So anyway, lovely story there. Then we got Mr. Ford here. Really, apparently enjoyed martinis, and he'd had them every day for lunch. They told him to drink less at that point in time, but hey, all the shit happened with. How did we miss Tricky Dicky? Where the hell they skipped? Oh, there he is.
Watergate and all that
You're
stuff.
talking about Tricky Dicky.
Apparently,
anyway,
put him out of order.
They put him out of order.
They skipped him.
No, they
Nixon?
skipped him.
How weird.
Yeah,
Anyway, so apparently he liked to drink a lot, a tremendous amount of whiskey, and like I said, by the end, apparently he just was hammered all the time.
Oh no, they just put him out of order.
It's
Matt.
out of order.
He's down towards the bottom.
Nixon's all the way down. He'd like to drink expensive red wine.
Yeah. Now the funny story about him is not only did he do that, he I'll see where my list is. Not that doesn't matter. Anyway, he would like to drink. The other thing with his drink was wine. He would get Rothschilds, which was about $700 a bottle.
Oh Jesus!
And he would drink that by himself, and then give guests other wines with the label hidden behind a towel, and give them crap, which I think is hilariously funny. So
That's funny.
Rothschild is one of the 5 wines that can call themselves a first growth Bordeaux, which carries with it a weight of a very hefty price tag as well.
Okay, so now Ford, and he liked his martinis.
Yes. Who was in Black Hawk Down? Whose son, Ben? I'm sure I missed some chats there about what that was about. Now, I do agree, Stanley. The problem is there haven't many presidents that have really been into whiskey that have been with the great whiskey we have today. Have not. There were no presidents that really into whiskey at that point. So, and I kind of guess Carter liked white wine. So I did bring out. I'm not drinking this, but here's some white wine from California from our friends down at Wine Fusion in Grapevine, which is an excellent winery. If you guys ever get a chance to go down there, it's fantastic.
Too slow. Jim Carter.
Yep. Peanut farmer. And apparently Reagan was also really a big red wine guy, of course, being governor of California and all that fun stuff. So
Kind of have to be.
Kind of has to. So this is a California cab, also from Wine Fusion and Grapevine. This is a great cab. Get a chance to go down there and check them out. He's also into this thing called an orange blossom, which I've never had or heard of prior, which is 1 ounce of vodka, 1 ounce of grenadine or vermouth, and 2 ounces of orange juice. So it's kind of a a version of a screwdriver with some extra stuff in it. So interesting.
Gerald Ford's son was in Black Hawk Down movie.
Oh, okay. Did not know that. Cool.
Piecing together Ben's comments here.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate the extra knowledge there.
Yeah.
And then apparently we got some beer for George Bush here, or of course HW. He liked the beer. He also enjoyed vodka martinis. So we got that going for you.
Oh.
I didn't bring any vodka out. I have vodka. It's up there. It's a big giant, looks like a gun, but it's vodka. And there's a big bottle over there, and there's lots of vodka. But I was too lazy because I wasn't going to pour it because it's vodka. White wine is for daughters and my daughter. That's correct. Says Ron Swanson.
Bye, Ben.
All right. So we're on to Bill Clinton. Apparently, which I find is hard to believe, would really like this thing called the snake bite, which is partly 1 part cider, 1 part lager. It doesn't seem very exciting. I'm very disappointed considering his economic activities. He'd be the guy I think you want to go party with.
I'd rather have snake juice.
Rather have snake juice.
It's like, and apparently he said one time he went to Orton, UK, and apparently it was illegal. I'm like, that's bizarre, but okay. No, that's wild, man. Mike Dran is the pilot who was shot down. There's a simulation company in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh, interesting. Apparently, Ford's wife really liked the bottle. Good to know. So no, George Bush stopped drinking in the 40s, which is obviously he drank Diet Cola, so yay.
Diet Cola.
Back in his days in the fraternity, was a wild man. And
Not Diet Coke, Matt. Diet Cola.
Diet
He's drinking
Cola.
RC. You know that. Texas
All right,
motherfucker
Diet
drinking
Cola,
RC.
whatever.
You know that Texas motherfucker
You
drinking
gotta
RC
be
Cola.
specific.
Whatever.
Cola.
He brought
Apparently,
RC to the White
Obama
House.
really liked beer, and in fact, they have their own beer there at the White House. It's pretty cool. White House Honey Ale. Oh, there's 3 others. I don't know what the hell they were. It doesn't matter. But he's a beer guy. And of course, we know Trump. He owns a winery and he owns vodka, but he doesn't drink.
Diet
And that's
Coke.
all the presidents. So hey, we actually made it to all of them with 5 minutes to spare. That's pretty good.
Hey, we got one more.
He don't drink.
He don't drink.
That would interfere with the heart or with the.
No, we didn't skip
conversation.
Reagan. Wait, we did. He drinks the red wine and the orange blossom, Bill. But it is something else. But yeah, that's a good point. That it's called the Betty Ford Clinic. Good point. You know you're a lush when there's a clinic named after you. Valid point. That is true.
Skip Reagan. No.
He owned a vodka. And he couldn't. Now that's true. Doesn't he? Could not sell it. That's a valid point. Which is funny. It's vodka.
It's possible.
Did we skip Reagan?
No, we talked about him. We talked about the orange.
Oh
blossom
yeah,
and
he had the
red wine.
orange blossom special. You just went through it so fast I didn't get the picture up there.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Again, if you don't know what Reagan looks like, then
W.
That's
Exactly.
not on us.
open a book.
There's lots of Metro Library.
I'm gonna drink.
Snake bite.
Yeah. So it says part lager, part cider. I mean, it doesn't sound anything exciting. I mean, I can make one right now. Why the
Seriously, I
fuck
wonder
not?
if that's where they got snake juice from Parks and Rec.
Probably. Maybe.
Here's some hard cider. We'll put a lager in it. Okay. It seems like a fairly easy thing to do. But okie dokie. It's a pill, it's a saison. What's that? That's that. Of course, I have a fucking lager out now. Oh, is this a lager? That's a stout. It'll do. The lagers are downstairs. I'm too lazy to get up. Why not?
The stout will do.
The stout will do.
That's not the same.
Not a good choice. It was a poor decision.
Yeah, Dustin called it.
Not a good choice.
Yeah,
Oh, you're going back in.
he's not gonna waste it.
I'm not gonna waste it. It's alcohol.
Alcohol abuse.
I'll drink it. I'll drink these separately on their own.
That's right.
It's only a little bit, Dan. It's all good. Oh, I poured Left Hand Brewing the Milk Stout Nitro into it. I need to go get I need to go downstairs and get a Yingling.
Snake bite is like a black and tan, except applied juicy instead of heavy. What are you doing?
That makes sense.
What are you doing?
It's not too bad. It's not my favorite, but it works. But, hey, whatever. If that makes you feel better to drink that, good for you. So apparently what we've learned is some of our presidents really like to drink a lot. Some not so much. But for the most part, it's an American thing to drink, and we're glad the presidents do it because it would suck without it. And we would have this show.
Thank you for the presidents for having a day off from work.
That's right. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
But it sucks. It's been around since, 76? Because prior to that, you got Washington and Lincoln's day off. You got 2 days off. We got screwed. Now only got one.
Yeah, they combined it all into one.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all got to share the time.
Would you like me to go get a freaking Yingling, Dustin, to make you happy?
No, it's time to get off.
We got 2 minutes.
You guys can talk in the Discord. It'll take you 2 minutes to get downstairs, okay?
That's true. It's true.
And probably find it. And... Cats.
Oh, my.
So what do we have coming up? What's going on? Let's get that stuff.
Matt needs to get muted. Tomorrow we got coming out, we got Balcones High Rye Bourbon. We're actually reviewing the 2018 release, but we actually are comparing it to the 2021, 2022 release that you can find on shelves right now. So the first part of the review is about the old bottle, but we do get into the new bottling pretty quickly thereafter.
Biden doesn't drink, from what we read.
But
But people drinking Red Bull, yes, he'll still fall down the stairs and fall asleep, but, whatever. It won't be enough.
Dustin, I guess I should specify for banks and.
Well, that's true. I guess it's not. It's a holiday for
government
federal,
buildings.
banks and stuff. Yeah.
I work for a bank, so I get them all.
It's Family Day apparently in Canada. So awesome.
Family Day sounds much better than President's Day.
What the hell is gin and whatever the hell word that is?
Kaopectate.
What is that?
Kaopectate?
What the fuck is that?
Ain't it the liquid
medicine.
version of Tums or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an old person drink, Matt.
Oh, okay. Well, he is old. So
yes, they're making
beer Waco. Nice.
They're all
That's
old.
right. Balcones does make really good beer.
They're all old, and there should be a cutoff of the date, how old you are to be able to run for fucking president.
Oh,
Period.
Richie, for Iron Root Saints Alley, you should get the Armagnac's my favorite of that. They're all good, but the Armagnac one's my favorite one. It ferns up a loose stool. Oh, fantastic. He did poop himself at the Vatican, so we got that going for him. Well, yeah, so we've got the Balcones. We've got, what's the ones coming out after that? I know we have Van Meer's Tiramisu for Saturday. And we have the Whiskey Dicks. So we got Bill's 3-chord pick. That's the other one coming out this week. So fun stuff.
Yes.
We filmed some very interesting reviews, you guys, coming up in the next few weeks. And then next week, we will have Cedar Ridge will be here. They're Murphy Quint, the head distiller at Cedar Ridge, will be here. We talking everything Cedar Ridge and American single malt, bourbons, ryes, all sorts of fun stuff. So it should be fun. Should be a very fun, super nerdy, interesting show next week. And that's what we got going on. Well, this has been fun. Hope everybody had a great President's Day. To do what?
Did we get new samples from Murphy?
We got 2 little samples of the double wood and the port finished. He sent. They came today.
Nice.
So we got 2 samples of that to try. So we shall see how they are. I'm sure they're good because Cedar Ridge makes good stuff.
Yes, they do.
So I hope everybody had a good President's Day, and we'll see you guys all next week. So cheers, everybody. All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.